month from Good Things Going and the Walton Insurance Group. From Warner Elementary, we welcome kindergarten teacher Melissa Moffitt and principal Ben Gilpin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and congratulations on being chosen as
Thank you.
Teacher of the Month. How exciting.
It is.
How long have you been a teacher?
This is my 23rd year.
23 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has it been kindergarten the whole time?
No, I started in first grade, moved to second grade for a little bit, and I've been in kindergarten for quite a long time now, and I would love to retire in kindergarten. It's my favorite, but I love them all.
Awesome.
So.
And we were talking before the show about staying healthy when you're surrounded by hundreds of little kids. It's been challenging in the schools, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah. So far, so good. We're 4 days in, and we haven't been too sick yet, but we'll see now that we're all back together again. So.
Well, that's a lot of years with kindergartners. You must love little ones.
I absolutely love this age. I like giving them the kindergarten experience. Just, it's the first time, and I like to relieve parents. It's scary to send your kid off to school, and I like them to have that just feeling kindergarten, feeling the whole, just the seasons and the day and all that stuff. So that's just it's my favorite spot to be.
Cool. Now, Ben, what is it about Melissa that makes her such a great K teacher?
Well, she just said it, but really, when you think about it, kindergarten is the very first experience. And it's not just the first experience for our kids. A lot of times it's the first experience for the parents as well. To have just the presence and the confidence and the just the understanding of kindergartners. Melissa just does a phenomenal job, not only working with the kids, but also just walking hand in hand with the parents as well. She forms relationships with families, and not just the kids, the families, for years. That to me has been something that has always impressed me. And I see it when kids come back when they're high schoolers. I see it when parents, when I bump into them on the street. There's just the entire community knows Mrs. Moffitt and loves what Melissa does.
I think the experience during pandemic for high school seniors and the kindergartners were probably the toughest. Their last year of school, their first year of school. How did you make it? What was the experience like for your students during the?
We talked a lot about that.
I've had a lot of people ask me that, and I honestly feel like we made the best of it. I know a lot of people talked about how awful it was and everything. It was very hard for them to be masked, and not see their faces. I mean, part of the cuteness of them is just seeing their little mouths and, and not being able to see if they're smiling and having a good time, Mm-hmm. You're always looking at them to make sure that they're enjoying their day and that they're fine. So that was hard to get a gauge on that. But anyway, I feel like we made the best of it, and it's one of those things you're just never going to forget that group, that you had. Of course, I get attached to every group. I always say this is my favorite group I've ever had, and I've said that 23 times now. But anyway, I really feel like it wasn't as terrible as some may have made it sound. We made it through, and we have a lot of memories because of it, and we'll just never forget it. But again, I don't ever want to be masked again. That was not fun.
Bart, really, the big thing that Melissa does so well is oftentimes when you think about the pandemic and you think about dealing with masks and all of the barriers, so many people focus on the barrier, whereas Melissa's focus was, I want them to know how much I love them. And to me, that speaks volumes of who she is. It wasn't a focus on the barrier, it was a focus on the student. And I think if everybody could just take a little piece of Melissa, that would be a piece I would want everybody to see, is you're looking for the positive, you're looking for that silver lining, and you're looking for the focus on the child and not just the barriers.
Well, it really speaks to what the district's attitude and policy was day one of the pandemic, compassion over compliance. Mm-hmm. And that filtered down through Warner Elementary as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Stu Kale of the Walton Insurance Group and Good Things Going, he made a video about you, and you can see that on the Good Things Going Facebook page. But we're going to show a little piece of it right now. Here's this month's Teacher of the Month.
When parents are taking their pride and joy and they're sending for the very first time their pride and joy to school, you're not going to find better than Melissa Moffitt. She's gonna create the greatest first experience for any student. I know that there have been so many people that Melissa has touched because I see them come back. I see the high schoolers that are football players that come back and they want to pop in and they want to say hi. I see the people in the community that now bring their kids to school and say, I had Mrs. Moffitt. And so in a very simplistic way, to me, that's what education's about. Creating this great experience, this building of joy, and then being able to give back for generations to come.
I want the kids to know that I was invested in who they are as people. So I don't just care about their kindergarten experience. I want them to, like, there are kids that come in and they might be a little bit snotty, or they might, pout and that kind of stuff. And I'm always working on and tweaking that kind of stuff of how can we take these really good personality traits and make them even better, and kind of squash those other things, the pouting, I'm always talking about the social with them. You know what, that's probably not going to work for friendships. So what can we do better, for you to have friends and use these good qualities? So sometimes, like, I will have kids where somebody might say, oh, they're a little bossy or whatever. No, we can make this into something good. They can be a good leader and use this for a positive. Or somebody that's really shy, I can't just settle with, oh, they're not going to talk this year. What can we do to build them up, make them feel comfortable and feel confident going out of here to continue on with their educational experience and just their life in general?
Very cool. I like that little saying that's on the wood block. Teachers teach, what is it? Teachers love to
I
teach.
feel like I need to see it again. I look at it every day on my desk.
Teach kids to love learning,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
Here's the funny thing. That's the first time she's seen that video.
I really want to watch it.
Well, that's just a piece of it. There's more of it. You
Right.
can check it out on Good Things Going on Facebook. If I was a kindergarten teacher, I would have a hard time at the end of the day just worrying about the kids. After you're done with them, what's it like at their home? Are there things, are there issues?
Right.
How do you draw that line?
Yeah, I have had to get better about that over the years. I remember after my first year of teaching, I said, I don't know if I'm meant for this because you take so much home. And I have gotten better about it. But you just love them as much as you can, and just have to have faith that they're okay. And but that's what I feel like. I just pour everything as much as I can into them during the school day, and just pray that they're okay. And but it is a job where you can't help but, if you're going to connect with them, and love them, there's going to be stuff that you just flat out, you lose some sleep over sometimes.
Yeah, and you become their second mom or dad,
Yeah.
with them more than some cases that they are with their own parents.
And I tell the parents that too, that, and they say that to me, you're with them more than I am. So, yeah.
Well, and I've known Melissa long enough to know that she doesn't have to carry it alone. Between her mom being an educator, her dad being very supportive, and her husband.
Yes.
I know she has such a great team that she doesn't have to carry it alone.
Mm-hmm. I am very thankful for that I'm able to talk about it and get it out. And my husband teaches too, so we're always, and it's funny, he's a middle school teacher, but our stories can be very similar with the age, So.
Does he end up with kids that you had?
No, he's at Northwest.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes he does. Sometimes he does get some kids over at Northwest that I've had at Western, but
Have you taught your own kids?
no, I haven't. He has.
He has.
He has taught both of our kids PE.
Now, your school has produced quite a few of the top teachers from the annual Jackson Magazine Awards, both the district and Warner Elementary. What has it been? What is it about your school that ends up seeming to provide a disproportionate number of the top teachers in the county?
Oh, well, every single one of the teachers, every single one of the staff, really, they all come with their own journey. They all come with their own experiences. The one thing that I try to help bring together, and I know Melissa's heard this for 13 years with me, but we really focus on the relationship. The relationship is at the core of what we do. And when we put the relationship first, that gives such an opportunity for individualized learning, for meeting kids where they're at, for understanding their story. And we've learned along the way that everybody has a story. And I just truly believe that our building, our district really focuses on the relationship, and that's at the core of everything.
Well, I remember all of my teachers from every stage of my education. It's amazing how they've stayed with me.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that you have kids and even now adults that come up to you and remind you that you were their teacher.
Yes, yeah, a lot. And I actually have a girl this year she's a senior, and they have a program through the Career Center. And she comes into my room. I had her in kindergarten, and now she's a senior, and she's working with my students. She's going to be a lovely teacher. That's a great program, by the way, what they're doing, because I never was, in a classroom that young. But she's doing a beautiful job. But it's just fun to see. I had her in kindergarten, and now she wants to be a teacher. And she mentioned that when she was asking if she could be in my classroom, just about how my relationship was with her when she was in kindergarten. That meant a lot. So those relationships are the most important thing.
Yeah, even at that age, you're obviously influencing kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we encourage you to check out the entire feature at the Good Things Going Facebook page and hear more about Melissa and everything that's going on at Warner Elementary. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys as well. Principal at Warner Elementary, Ben Gilpin, and kindergarten teacher, Melissa Moffitt. We're going to continue